Start recording. Might as well.
What do you mean guaranteed phase?
You'll see. You'll see. I know that one corner of Kephri is a guaranteed phase through the wall
Oh, phases
that
and
you
walk.
build.
Gotcha.
And it actually came into play during a 540 that I was doing earlier with a We Do Raids member. He accidentally got stuck in the middle of the melee trap.
Oh yeah, I knew about that. You can get yourself out if you let it. If you like force yourself out of it.
No, but the way he had to get himself out was super wonky. I'll paint the
Mm.
picture here when I get to the boss of what it was. And I want to see if you can do it in other situations. This is going to be an exploratory video on how to phase through dung situations in Kephri because there's some shenanigans going on here. And I can think of several use cases where it was useful to survive and also useful to just get easier time in some of my carries. So I'll try to provide a summary at the end of the video. Feel free to skip in and look in the description to see if I actually provide a summary. But what happened earlier was, so I dunged here, and I was standing here at the end of the dung pile. He dunged here, got stuck at the end of the dung pile, and he thought he could pass from here to here to here before this dung hit. But he tried it.
Oh,
He got trapped by the dung. Like he got
right.
hit by it, frozen, and it kicked him into the middle.
Yeah.
And then we were trying to, and this was in the middle of a 540. So we're like, shit, we need to get you out of there. And we weren't in voice, so our coordination was very poor. The boss had like 200 HP left to face, so we stopped hitting the boss, and we were just trying to kill the dung balls and the scarabs, just because we might as well. And I ended up over here trying to kill an agile scarab that had popped, and I ended up dunging this as well. So once he got out of this, he was stuck in this corner, and then this dung pile was like this. I think.
Okay.
I think it was that to that, and so he stood here, and it pushed him across.
Interesting.
So I know that, and I think I know. I shouldn't say I think. I know, guaranteed. So I just have to sit here and fucking dodge this to get dung out, huh? I should have done level 4, because it makes the auto attacks faster. That's a bummer. Okay, so for example here, now I have to wait for the dung balls to fill up. I should have done level 3. I don't know if I'm probably going to reset after
Let me
this.
ask you this: what situation were you in where you were laying the melee trap dung so late into the kill?
We were just really. What do you mean?
So you were describing like the situation of how.
Oh, when I'm doing my level 5 solo 1+1 500s, I will dung this repeatedly because when you're on
No,
this
you said this
side.
was a normal We Do Raids person. You had 2 people
Oh,
and you got stuck.
yeah, he dunged here and here, and
Yeah.
he tried to run as the dung was being laid down. He got
So
paused
that was at the
here.
beginning of the kill.
Oh
So
yeah,
what
the
happened?
very beginning of the kill, and he got stuck in the middle.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So watch
I
this. So this is
misunderstood. I thought that
100%
was
phase through.
partially.
This is 100% phase right there,
Nice. Yeah.
guaranteed. So if I run all the way around here,
And that's nice because you don't even have to click.
yeah, I don't think spam clicking makes a difference. That's my theory. I don't think clicking makes a difference. I've always assumed that clicking made a difference. I don't think it makes a difference. I am convinced it makes 0 difference. So I think I should just get dung automatically from now on. But I'm totally redoing the puzzle and I'm gonna do level 3 because it makes the auto attacks faster.
Curious how many times you can do that step over, or if it's only the one.
No, you can do it every single one of these is a phase. You can phase through with all of these.
Gotcha.
So like this one, and I'm not even gonna touch it, and it's guaranteed gonna phase me to right here. Guaranteed phase. But
Nice.
the next, so I'd have to.
You have to lay one on the other side first, or
No, there's no. So to phase here, like I obviously can't phase from there to there because there's dung in the way.
yeah.
I'm trying to think about how to expedite this process. I think if I stand here, normally this fills up, right? I think I stand here to get these filled up. Yes, okay. So now I can do this on this side to show you. This is a guaranteed no phase. There's no way to phase through this way.
So it's only one directional.
Yeah, and I don't know on all the
Clockwise.
corners what the direction is. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure
Clockwise, I
out.
think.
No, it's not clockwise.
Oh, okay.
You'd think, but no, it's not. So here, this
Well,
is
so
guaranteed. So even if I spam click this, I'm not getting through. Oh, fuck.
so
There was a no trap. Ah! I guarantee it doesn't happen, though. But here, if I dung this one, it won't do it sideways. So I think I need to dung here to get what I want to happen to happen. So the phasing is when you're in a dung that's here and here, and you're standing on this tile. So let me try to see if this will force me where I want it to force me. Is this going to give me the one with one on? Yeah. So now that I've got two dungs southeast of me, southwest of me, this is also a guaranteed, just like this was a guaranteed phase from here. This is also a guaranteed phase.
so that'd be a great way to get out is just make sure you're standing there as
Yeah.
it's pushing.
Granted, if it's a flat wall, you're fudged. You're fudged.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in this situation, this is a
If
guaranteed
it's a
phase.
corner hop, basically the corner hop is gonna get you out.
Guaranteed phase.
Wow, very cool.
And then we found out over here, you can guaranteed phase this direction. So I'll showcase this one here. Which I get. Does it make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's the exact same situation. Like this is a guaranteed phase because you're in the exact same situation again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dung south of you and west of you, so it's guaranteed that you're gonna get to phase through it.
So it has to be south and west, and can only be south and west.
I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. That's why I'm gonna continue to figure here.
You should after you do that row time or two, you should try a
But this is
northeast or
guaranteed.
southeast.
This is guaranteed phase. But what should I
Try the
try?
southeast corner. Try this. Sorry, southwest corner.
That's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I know one way I've phased through it before in a video. I remember doing it and I posted it because it was an insane video. But here I want to dung this tile to show that you can't phase the other way. Similarly to up here,
Right.
right? The dung here is
Exact same
technically the same
concept.
as the opposite corner.
If I had to guess, the opposite corners, it's gonna work opposite.
That's my guess as well. But I know this is a guaranteed no phase. Even if I spam click, just for the sake of the video, I'll show that standing here, spam clicking, nothing is going to get you through this wall. There's no getting through
Yep.
that wall.
Right.
Now I'm pretty sure one way works here, one way doesn't, and I don't know which one it is. Which way would have worked? I feel like I would have been
If
kicked.
following the
I
same
feel like I would
rules,
have been kicked. I think phasing from this side works guaranteed. I think. I'm just
yeah,
going
from
to,
north to south.
so I'm pretty sure this is a guaranteed phase if I'm standing here.
I think it may boil down to, and this is just a guess from what we've seen up to this point. You always need one west of you. You need a dung west of you, and either north or south.
Like even though I'm not standing on the tile, this is still going to push me. Yeah, guaranteed push. And then now I'm going to expedite this corner just so I can. Otherwise, I'd have to dung this one and then this dung one. So I think I'm going to stand. Where do I stand to expedite this? I think I'm just going to stand here, honestly. That'll do something. It'll probably leave me like 2 tiles. It'll give me one chance. It'll give me one show. Yeah, it gives me one show of not being able to phase. And then this is a guaranteed no phase. Even if you stand here and spam it, you can't get through.
So, at a point in the past, I did try to look up a video, like on YouTube for this exact thing, like advanced dung tech, and I've never found one. So, honestly, if you can truly figure out what's happening with it and when you can and cannot make it happen, you're probably onto something.
Like that's it right there. And then similarly, we said that we could phase. Which way was I able to phase on this one? Was I able to phase north or no? I was able to phase south
You
through
went
this.
from north to south on the
Yeah, I went
warden
from
one.
north to south on this one, so I shouldn't be able to phase this, right? And I already
Correct.
did that once. I already tried it once. I'm about to run out of HP from my prayer.
It's about at the point you'd want to reset anyway, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So now I just need to check the other corner. But just for the sake of, like, if you were to get trapped, to show another place where you might get trapped, if you were trapped here for some reason, this is a phase through right here. This tile's a phase through. We'll see if my HP lasts long enough for me to
No prayer. Oh, I thought you were gonna Karis. That's what I thought you were doing.
got a little bit of HP back. Just
Karis off
long
of the
enough.
dude there.
Oh, I can Karis kill. Couldn't I? Oh
Yeah.
no!
That's so funny. Ragged yourself
I'm
on
desperate.
accident. You'll still get it at least.
If this
You'll
doesn't kick
you'll
me,
laugh
if this
so
doesn't
much.
kick me back to the wall, this might be a wall kick. I don't think it'll wall kick me. Will it kick me back to this tile? I don't know. But this should be a guaranteed face. As long as it dungs me
You're
onto this
trying to go
tile.
south.
Yeah, I'm trying to go. Oh, see, it's a kick.
Hmm.
Yeah, I figured that might happen. And there's no getting out of this. Is there?
With area assault on, you would
No,
die.
you
So
can't.
you
You
can stay
can't
in this
go.
corner.
You can't go.
It'll push you south.
This is honestly gonna kick me south because all four of these
It'll push
tiles
you
are gonna
south.
fill up. Yeah,
Yeah,
all
it'll
four of
push you
these.
south.
It's gonna dung all four of these tiles. So I'll get
But
out.
that's not really any tech. That's just because there's nowhere else to go.
Exactly. Yeah, that's guaranteed to push me south because it's further there than it is to there. And there's no way for me to phase this because you can't go that direction. Okay, so I'm just gonna die. And so that means I should be able to phase. And that's known. Like everybody knows that's been in a free for all world. I assume everybody knows that when you get trapped by somebody, because like when you're in a free for all world, you always get stuck in this corner. Because everybody knows that you can dung these three tiles and stack up the dung really nicely. So I don't know about you guys, but I wanted to dung the diagonal there, didn't I? Yeah, this one's a guaranteed phase through. You can always phase out of this one when I dung the diagonal here. And now I can't show it repeatedly because I just dunged the wrong freaking tile. Honestly, I'm just gonna die so I can repeatedly test that out. This is making me so sad. I should have done level 3. How many hits is it gonna take me to die? People die in level 0 invo raids? You're kidding me, right? It's almost worth it. No, it's not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We're just gonna dung the diagonal and I come back in. Now I know I don't have to click for a little bit. What if I pray mage? Can that make it even more chill for me? And then I can just
It
eat.
can't, but it's HP you may want later if you're
Now I've
switching.
got freaking a bajillion honey locusts. So I'm not worried about anything.
Oh, yo, hey, let me ask you this. Remember when you said no, you only get 2 locusts? You
Yeah,
were doing APZ or something. So why are you getting a bunch right now?
because I think I might have a help invocation on.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to go look at my APZ
Well,
invos.
I didn't know what would cause it to potentially be more or less, or like reach a cap.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I
I thought you could
assume
cap them.
it might be at the help invos that make because obviously this is
Honestly,
considered help. Like
right.
it's
It's
in raid
something I could think
supplies.
of.
Okay, so this is a guaranteed no click necessary phase through this direction. Guaranteed. So I can run around and repeat that. I can sit here and pray mage and not have to move because it hits me for 9. Because I don't want to click back and forth a billion times.
Super chill way to get around that would just to be set yourself to walk, and walk like 10 tiles away and then back again.
Okay, fine.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. You know, you can do what you want. Not
It
trying to
says,
micromanage.
no, no, that was a good idea. It's a good idea. Guaranteed phase through. Okay, so that covers every situation there. So you can phase this way, you can phase this way, and that's it. Those are the two ways to phase. You can either phase north, you can either phase from a tile. It's like this, or there's no way for me to phase through this direction. And I guess if I stand here for the next dung cycle, that'll. Um, yeah, I'll pull up a summary here because I did say I'd try to put a summary in the description. I guess if I'm dodging, I might as well pray range. So I think I want to do this. I didn't even dung the right tile. I meant to dung this tile. I really can't be asked to. So if you can dung this way, an out would be if you had dunged this tile. Like if this tile gets dunged for some reason, then and it's basically the same as what happened over on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Although this honestly, oops. Well, there's no getting
That
back in
was
there, is
interesting.
there? There's no getting back in there, is there?
It's interesting it forced you that way. Were you expecting that to happen?
I don't know. I guess it's worth knowing which direction you'll get forced if you're guaranteed to get forced one way versus the other. That would make a complete video, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where this pushes me. 50-50
It's gonna
shot.
probably push you west, is my guess.
I just got pushed west, so I imagine I'll get pushed west again. Because it's a 50-50 shot, like the
Mm-hmm.
same distance either way, so should push me west. Can I run up to this tile? Ha!
No, that was because it was a corner. You were able to go
Yeah,
underneath
yeah, and then
one down.
there was nowhere else for me to go there.
Yeah, but if we were up against the wall, I think it would have pushed you west.
So if for some reason you were in this situation, you want to try to get out.
And that's actually pretty common. Well, with 2 rows, maybe not, but
Like if you're in this, you're gonna want to run. I don't think there's any getting out of this one.
if you stack enough times, you can get out to the south.
I'm trying to think about dunging this tile. What's this gonna do? Well, I know that dunging this tile, this tile, this tile. What do I normally do? Normally when I'm doing this, I dung this tile repeatedly, and that dungs all of these.
Are you familiar with any of the tech that involves dung being stopped early?
With any of the tech that involves dung being stopped early. Yeah, I know how to do that. Yeah.
Like the crate ring and different shit like that,
Yeah,
spellbook
you
swaps.
can spellbook swap, pet a cat, anything like that.
Have you ever done it?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. It's not really relevant unless you're trying to do 1+7 8-mans or some shit like that.
Right. I've seen videos of guys that did like super high invo raids with like dog water gear. So Kephri lasts like 9 million hours. So they have to do it.
Yep, there's a timing to it. I haven't done it in a while, but I was doing it. And there's a couple uses for it for if you don't have a shadow. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of nice to like make a little tunnel where the melee will be
Yeah.
trapped.
And you could still attack him, but he's still trapped in there.
Yeah, yeah. That was one thing I considered, but I think it's honestly better to just ranger trap. Okay, so the summary at this point, I'll put in the description. You'll skip forward to this part. The summary of where you can dung Kephri is where can you phase through a diagonal? So let's say this is diagonal is done here. You can guaranteed phase. You don't have to spam click. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be standing in the. So if these two tiles are dunged, for example, This will be, if you stand here, you're guaranteed dung will push you through that border right there. If this diagonal's all dunged and these tiles are slowly filling up, no matter where you stand at some point, as long as you don't spam click away from the tile you get kicked to, you'll get kicked. You can go earlier in the video and see it. You'll get kicked through that diagonal. Guaranteed. You don't need to spam click. If you spam click away from it and like run, so if you're so like this is all dunged and you're standing here and if you click south, if you click what direction is that? North, away from it, then yeah, that's going to mess it up because you won't even be in the dung. But if you're caught in the dung on this diagonal, you will guaranteed phase this direction from one of these tiles. And that works in any situation where there is dung in this configuration. So if you're looking north to south, you want the dung to look like this. You can guaranteed phase southwest through two dung. So if there's a dung on your west, you can phase, but you also need one south. You can phase that way. Then over on this side, you can guaranteed phase this way. So you can guaranteed phase from here to here, or from here to here, if you dung this one. So you can phase this way, you can phase this way. You cannot phase this way. You cannot phase in the northwest corner south to north. You can guaranteed phase north to south. Over here you can guaranteed phase this direction. So, and over here you can guaranteed phase up. Over here you can guaranteed phase south. Over here you can guaranteed phase north or up. I guess I should change this label north, up north. And over here you can guaranteed phase south. And it's because the reason these are the same, like a diagonal here, if you're standing in this pocket, those are the three tiles you're worried about. Down here, it's the same thing. You'd be worried about these three being, this being your location, and then it'd be done here and here. You're going to get pushed south, guaranteed, across the border. Over here, you're guaranteed pushed across the border. And it can come up in funky dung spaces along here. Because anytime you dung three tiles back, let's say, along here, you're guaranteed to create a path straight to the back, right? But if you're one tile off somewhere along here, you'll either get pushed back to the diagonal or you'll get pushed into a wall and there'll be a zigzag in it. So this little zigzag, I can guaranteed phase through this south. And so I'm just going to showcase all of the phases here. Now that I've described them all, I think that's actually the perfect way to display all these phases. I just have to wait because I'm gonna make this wall here. Yeah, this will work out really nicely. Might as well trade that for some HP. Was that worth it? I don't know. It's worth it to bring in some prayer bonuses. Any of this have prayer bonus? This has prayer bonus. Let's put that on. Okay, so I can guaranteed phase up here. And this could be useful if you were trapped by someone dunging north, and then you decided to try to dung these three tiles efficiently, because that's technically what you're supposed to do to be the most efficient way to do it. But somebody messes it up and they trap you in this space. The only way that this might go wrong is if you're trading dung for dung with somebody. I think this fills up twice as fast, right? This is going to fill up 2. So really you should be able to beat the person. I'm just saying, like, if you dung here and somebody dungs here, it might not work out nicely. But here, this dungs up 2 at a time, right? Yeah. So even if they dunged here, and then the next time they dung here, because this side fills up 1 at a time, you'll be able to beat them to down here and be able to phase and get out of the trap that they put you in. So let's just see what that looks like. You can either stand here if you want to, because you're trying to dodge aerial assault, or it doesn't matter. As long as you get kicked to that tile, it's a guaranteed phase through. Get out of that melee trap. And then this isn't really applicable superly because you never want to work your way into a corner. But I guess it is nice to know that you can move anywhere in this region to here, all the way going around. So here you can get out this way, right here. This will guaranteed push you south. There's no way to spam click and stop that process. And that would get you out and you'd be able to hit over here. So then the next step is, if for some reason you get trapped in this diagonal, similarly, this is also a guaranteed phase south. So anywhere, you just need to make sure you're kicked back into this. If this is dunged already, you're kind of fudged a little bit. But these spaces have to be open. So either you need to coordinate with your teammate, or you need to find a way to make some progress on dung and stuff quicker. I think this might, let's say this will dung a few of these tiles up, but leave the south one free. Yeah. So that would have expedited the process of let's say somebody kept dunging these tiles. I don't know if that makes sense. You need a tile this to be empty. So if they're dunging at the same time as you, because they are probably hugging this tile, you're gonna want to do something like that to speed up the process so you're not always blocked. But anyway, a dung to the west, a dung to the south, no clicky clicky required. You're guaranteed to phase through. So now then we go over to this side, demonstrate similarly. Again, this could happen, right? Technically, the most efficient thing to do after you trap here and trap here with the melees is for you to run to this tile. If somebody griefs you, or you accidentally stand there, this is actually a guaranteed phase here as well, right? Is that a guaranteed phase? Oh, this is interesting, right? Because I'm pretty sure this will kick you to this tile. So this is an interesting case that I wasn't expecting to have to talk about. But because you have time to run after you get kicked back, I'll be able to run into this little cozy spot here and guaranteed phase through. Useful in some situation, I'm sure. I don't know where that's useful, but you know, it's the fact that there is there was a dung to my west and to my south, and we know that along a diagonal you can phase south. When there's a dung south of you and west of you. So here we're just going to dung this diagonal. Let's say you do get trapped here because after the melee trap, you were running to this tile, but somebody was camping corner. If you're stuck in this, they are going to be dunging 2 at a time, right? So they're going to dung twice. So in theory, you want to be able to have this be the only tile that is free. So how do you get that tile free? I don't know. Maybe this? Let's try this out. Let's see if that. Ooh, you see you're still stuck. Because the first time they dunged this diagonal, you're stuck here. They dung that one the first time, and they dung that one the second time. You just tried to expedite the process. You're stuck here no matter what, I guess. But assuming that didn't happen, you're in the situation. This spot is free. This will phase you through, guaranteed. Because it was to the west and to the south. Phases you through. And the last one over here, because again the configuration is similar, there's 2 here. You stand in this little cubby, you would get kicked north. The situation is going to be the same. There will be 2 tiles here. You stand here, you get kicked north. So this situation is extremely useful in a 1+1 medic, which is the boost that I do all the time, because there's only 1 medic swarm up here. If I get to this part of the fight where I have dunged, I've dunged up this whole side of the room. I'm gonna dung this just for a minute. I don't think so. This is a guaranteed no phase. Yeah, there's no phasing through that. That would not have phased me through that diagonal, guaranteed. Because again, you can only face south along a diagonal like this. So I'm just gonna fill this up while I talk. Yeah, so there's only one medic opposite me when I'm on this side of the thing. So I can hit this medic swarm, this medic swarm, this medic swarm, this medic swarm, and this medic swarm, all pretty chill. And what I can do is I can continuously dung up this corner repeatedly. As long as I dung like up to here, if this is full, I can just, with aerial assault on, I can move back and forth between these tiles. I'd only have to medic kill the one across from me every once in a while. But for the most part, I'm just going to have to be dunging. Okay, so yeah, so how long can I dung this and leave this tile open? That's what I want to see now, for me. Again, I wish I had a level 3 Kephri going on right now. Got lots of messages. Oh, I posted in the CA Discord. How many times can I dung this corner while doing? Because and again in my carries I'd be doing medic. Oh, I'm running out of supplies. Oh, I've got honey locust, buddy. Let's go. Oh, that's Chan. Darren. Because I know that even though it would look like I'm trapped, if I can dung from a chill spot where it's easy to medic, that is desirable. Because again, if I was over on this side, I'd have to kill 2 medic swarms with chins, and that can get really difficult and annoying sometimes. So if I can hang out here for a while, that'd be nice. So I know this won't dung this one, because it dungs one at a time. Wonder how many, and I know that dunging this tile kicks you up the full diagonal. So now I can dung this tile 5 times. So now I can dung this tile 5 times. 1. So that does it 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time. Wonder what fills up that corner right there. Does Ancestral have prayer bonus? No. What am I wearing? That Torva has prayer bonus? Does all Torva have prayer bonus or just Sanguine? Sanguine. What a name. Does Defender have prayer bonus? No. Defender? It's Voidwaker. No. And this dung stack that I'm doing right here works on these tiles here. The exact same idea can be replicated. Like the way this is stacking up one at a time, literally that one, then that one, and then before this it was those 5 right there. This idea can be repeated. Is this one gonna, if I stand here, will that leave like an awkward shape? Ooh, that is, isn't it? This is gonna be funny. I've never seen it dunged like this before. I guarantee you I'm gonna end up with a little gap right here. Am I? Oh no, that fills it. Okay. So now I know. Yeah, I would have had to have phased through there. And obviously there's no phasing through now. So that ends my demonstration. You can't dung. Once that one dungs, it also fills up this one. And there's no way to run from that dung cycle. I don't think there's any pushing out of this one. Obviously that's not going to phase through there. That's not going to do anything. Okay, that concludes everything that I was able to figure out about dung pushing, and I tried to give some examples of where that would be useful. Hopefully that was helpful and insightful in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I was thinking that what I was originally thinking a second ago was this: I would end up with dung here, 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 like this, and this spot would be empty. But that obviously is kind of stupid. I shouldn't have thought that. Obviously, that tile was going to fill up because shenanigans. Okay. All right. Yeah. Everything about phasing through. You guys all gone? Is it just me in here? I'm just talking to myself now. I had two people in here, but obviously I bored them to leaving. If that was helpful, or if there's anything else that I know. So Chan, for example, talked about the fact that there's ways to animation stall. I know that you can do it with a kitten. You can do it with. He said something else. I know you can do it with a kitten. You can do it with spellbook swap, where it will literally just form a thing in the middle of the room. I might as well do that, right? I take off my Torva. If you want to, if that is the end of the most helpful part, just click off the video at this point. But I'm also going to demonstrate what he was talking about, where you can use a cat. It's very niche useful, but is Spellbook Swap still as long of a spell? Oh, I do have a kitten. Look at that. I'm pretty sure it's hungry. I'm pretty sure I've never fed my cat. Um, Raw? I have to have something raw I can feed it, right? Can I feed a cat a raw shark? Let's go. Then we're going to interact with this puppy and stroke it. So that is what you're going to have to do something funny with the dung in Kephri here. So I'm going to make the dung faster. Make party. I only need Pathfinder to get it up to level 2 so that the dung is faster. Okay, so let's go see what that looks like. So you can see what dung. And you can do this with Spellbook Swap. You can do it with a kitten. Apparently, Chan had another way of doing it as well that I'm unfamiliar with. Do I have my arrows? No, so I gotta use blowpipe. Oh, I can just. It's a solo. I don't have to do that puzzle. Bull. Oh, what? Huh? Why did I think you couldn't? What? I thought pathing over it activated it. I guess I'm just dumb. Doesn't matter. Moving on. And again, the main reason I just made it level 3 was to make the auto attacks faster. Set it dungs more frequently, so I'm not standing around as long. Okay, so we'll see if I leave these north-south tile shenanigans. Max out my prayer bonus. Okay, so let's see if I can. I didn't call my cat. Okay, great. You need to call your cat off the balcony, and you need him to be nearby you. Honestly forgot what I was doing. Okay, so so there's a timing for it. I honestly don't know what the exact timing is because it's been a while. Let's do the visual metronome. Oh, and it's about to do the little squad of little guys. Okay, so and you want to know what interact what your interact hotkey is. So that right there. Booyah. So you need to know that interact 1. You need to have either. I wouldn't set your left click to interact to pull this off. I'd be doing right clicking, but that's honestly kind of stressful to pull off, I think. Because then you got to make sure your kitten is pathing next to you, which can be kind of annoying, right? Because if your kitten's not right next to you and you try to interact with it, it might pull you off the tile that you're trying to dung properly. So kitten is really not a great play, especially if you're trying to have to run somewhere else to accomplish this. But obviously right now it's freezing still. There, it did it again. And you can stack it up like this, and you get obviously way more space to accomplish whatever goal you're trying to achieve. So if you're in a really high or low, if you're in a really low DPS situation, this would let you get by not having to have spellbook swap or lunars, right? You just bring your kitten in with you. Oop, forgot. Apparently I did it in time to get that. Yeah, so and then another thing is, if you are in a solo as somebody without a shadow, the melee scarab can feel really bad to kill, right? So the melee scarab's 3x3, so you might want to dung this tile, for example, right here. Make a little tunnel. Oh, yeah, so now there's a little tunnel. You go in, kill the melee, and he never had a chance to hit you. So you'd go, you'd probably not do this on this side. I just wasn't thinking about demonstrating this. But you'd trap this one all the way along, and then you do the exact same thing on one of these 2 tiles over here. And yeah, so let's see here. Yeah, that was too late to accomplish anything. Oh, apparently he phased through that. So that's how you can make some funny looking dung situations. Um, let's just do that a few more times. We'll come all the way out here, why not? Oh, what happened? Oh, dude! The Agile Scarabs interrupt the chat box. Okay, that's interesting. When there weren't those, I could just chill with the interface open, but now you have to be ready. To get something funny like that. I thought it dunged to the tile I was standing on. Wasn't I standing on this tile? My accent's coming in a little bit there because I'm flustered. Okay, so I'm holding down 1, interact. Yeah, it dunged the tile I was standing on. Didn't that do it 1 tile further back? Let me see if I can get it to do it 1 tile further back than that. Go a little early. No, that still did the tile I was standing on. Okay, well, there you go. Use a kitten. I don't know the exact way with spellbook swap. You can mess around with it, find the exact time when you need to, and that might be a little more consistent. Like you can right click and do it at the exact right time because it's a spell. But you have to be on lunars. Who wants to do that, right? You still get kicked back to the wall, but you can get some funny looking stuff going on here. And if you stack this really nicely, you just you can imagine if you only done 1 tile at a time, you can really make the room pretty easy. Boop. And so on. All right, I'm done with that. I'm any questions about that, feel free to leave that in the comments as well. This is only relevant really in low DPS situations, or if you want to make a tunnel to the melee, or if for some reason you want to flex on some fun technique in the free-for-all world, I guess. There's a link in the description of the video where I do Fang Kit boosts, if you find that such a thing interesting. Oh, did I not? I guess I got canceled by the scarabs. I wasn't holding down the one key. That might be another advantage um, to spellbook swap over interacting with a kitten is you're not going to get kicked out of the talk interface and be unable to stroke your kitten and do fun stuff like that. All right, end of video. Woohoo! Like, subscribe, comment.